I knew that I wanted to be a part of this show.
The Euphoria cast is stacked with talent, but what really comes as a shock is that for many, this marked their first leading role.
I'm like, this is crazy.
Actors were literally brought in from the street and interesting Instagram profiles, while one actor had a role specifically written for them. Let's dive into how 12 of the Euphoria actors joined the team. Number 1. The fact is, we almost didn't get Zendaya's Emmy Award-winning portrayal of Rue. Casting director Mary Vanu was keen to have the actress audition, and she didn't have a hard time convincing Sam Levinson she would be perfect. He actually included a photo of the actress on his mood board developing his lead character. Fangirling much, Levinson? But then again, who can blame him? The bump in the road was Zendaya's team. They weren't totally convinced that the actor who'd risen to fame via Disney Channel should be crossing over into such intense material. While it seemed nearly out of reach compared to the sorts of roles we've seen her in before, once Zendaya read those pages, at the last minute no less,
and there was just like an immediate
she knew this was a part she had to play. Number 2. From Instagram to the HBO screen, the Hunter Schafer story. The Euphoria casting directors were looking for trans talent, and then along came Hunter Schafer's Instagram, and the audition offer came through her modeling agency just shortly after. A few auditions with the help of an acting coach later, Schafer was one of 3 being considered for the role. By the way, none of these people were trained actors. When Hunter gave her audition, it felt effortless and seamless. It happened. Like, I got cast. It's just the wildest process over a few months, I would say. While the creative team saw a lot from the actress, the one thing they'd never seen before diving into filming was how Schafer and Zendaya would work together.
We didn't do a chemistry test or
anything.
anything.
Luckily, their chemistry was not an issue at all, as we get to see in their romance on screen. Thank goodness for amazing creative Instagram profiles. Number 3. Who's that on the street? It might just be a star. Angus Cloud was minding his own business walking down a street in New York when a casting rep laid eyes on him. This kind of thing doesn't happen every day, so it made sense that Cloud was suspicious and worried he was being scammed. Until he said yes and made a tape for the creative team, taking liberties to change bits in the room to suit how he'd play the character. And it was perfect. The casting director knew he was 100% there already in terms of Fez's character, so it's no surprise that after the callback session, the actor was flown to LA to shoot. Not having any experience, Cloud actually resorted to some YouTube acting tutorials on the flight over, but at the end of it, I'ma just show up and do what they want and then be done. Clearly this method works. Number 4. The first time around, Sweeney rejected her Euphoria audition. After learning the character would need to appear topless, the actress decided it wasn't the job for her because I was too nervous to do it. The casting team didn't let the rejection knock them down though, and tried Sweeney again, and thank goodness she gave it a shot.
I fell in love with the rawness and the situations and the emotions.
Levinson sweetened the deal, sharing what the character had ahead.
When he told me her arc, I absolutely fell in love.
Sometimes fate has a way of working out. Number 5. 7 auditions later, Barbie joined the Euphoria fam. Her first major role was definitely a good one.
I'm reading the sides, which is one scene, and I'm like, even the way she talks is very similar to me.
The audition came through her agent, and she was keen, but working as a model for so many years left her worried that people would have a hard time taking her seriously as an actor.
I felt so closely to this character that during the audition process, my anxiety was mounting, with every time I went in.
All that pressure was a struggle, but evidently, this actress works well under pressure because after her final callback, there was no question she was Kat. Number 6. A wicked musician, an effortlessly talented actor, what can't he do? A collaborator of Paul McCartney, Halsey, and Justin Bieber, Fike isn't short on talent. While Dominic only joined the Euphoria fam for the 2nd season, he was actually considered from the very beginning of the series. The actor came close in his first round of auditions, but nothing came of it since the character got cut from the show. But that didn't mean Dominic had no future in the world of Euphoria. No. About a year after his first audition, he was brought in once again and, we know how it went that time. The role was bigger and even closer to who the performer was as a person. I don't have to do much acting. Whatever he's doing, it works. No doubt about it. Number 7. Does she look familiar? It might be because we've practically watched her grow up on screen. Maude Apatow spent plenty of time on set with her parents, Judd Apatow and Leslie Mann, even digging into her acting skills for a few of them. Sam Levinson got to know the actress working on Assassination Nation, and when he started developing characters for Euphoria, Maude's voice was in his head. For Levinson, it was always Maude. With the part literally being written for her, slipping into character was no trouble at all. We are similar in our demeanor, interests, and sensitivity. Number 8. No money, no job, and then Euphoria? Not a bad deal. He was young, broke, and nearly homeless in LA when the Euphoria script landed in his hands. But the first impression wasn't so great, and Elordi thought Nate was a jerk. But that didn't mean he was going to pass up on the chance to read. And when the audition finally came, well, let's just say the actor wasn't saying all the lines they wanted. He straight up forgot a lot of them during the audition. Fortunately, those acting chops of his were good enough, and he made a solid enough impression to make it to callbacks until one day they were filming for real. Number 9. One role lost, another role gained. Augustine Frizzell first caught wind of Alexa Demie when she auditioned for Never Going Back. While that gig didn't work out, Frizzell was keen to work with Demie, so a year later, she reached out about Euphoria. After getting a steady stream of scripts she wasn't really inspired by, Euphoria changed all of that for Demie. I was able to see the entire world and the music selection. It was just a dream script. Everything seemed to fall into place when this audition came around, including stumbling upon a cheese called Euphoria in a random deli shop beforehand. If that wasn't a sign, we're not sure what was. I knew I had to be part of this.
Why is everyone so dramatic?
Number 10. Is he even allowed to be on set alone? Young Juana is fresh to the acting scene and just 15 years old, but he doesn't shy away from that tough content with an extraordinary amount of maturity. He's a boxer, a gymnast, and evidently a natural actor and star on the rise.
One of the casting directors, Jennifer Venditti, had seen the newcomer's work and went through his dad, hoping his parents would allow him to audition for the series. It was, of course, the perfect fit.
When the Euphoria team needed a younger version of him, the actor's baby brother Dalo stepped in. Walton's brother really wanted to perform, and when they gave him a shot, it was perfect, so Sam Levinson brought the bro team on, much to Walton's delight. For him to be able to be part of acting now and be on this journey with me, it's just so awesome. Number 11. Hunter Schafer wasn't the only one to be discovered by Instagram. Chloe Cherry has worked as an adult film star for years, and after finding her Instagram page, Sam Levinson was intrigued and the casting agency worked to convince Cherry to audition. He just thought I was funny. Hey, if it works, it works. To see it all close up is just so incredible. Number 12. From the background to the foreground, there is no stopping this up-and-comer. Rebecca Louise was hanging out in the Euphoria set working as an extra when she got bumped up to a speaking role. A dream come true for sure. To make the deal even sweeter, her first day on set was finished off with a fist bump and compliments from Zendaya herself. Just goes to show you never really know how close you are to your dreams becoming a reality. This cast is something special. Luckily, the creative team didn't stop trying to find the best of the best, no matter how unusual the method they used. Who says you can't find a star off the street?